Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everybody can hear me. Thank you for being here with us. My name is Dimitri Trotignon, and I'm a data scientist and chief data officer at BiOceanOr. The subject of this keynote will be machine learning in aquaculture, how we can improve water quality management and use predictive maintenance to ensure data reliability. So the main subject today for aquaculture is how to make it more performant and more sustainable. At BiOceanOr, we choose one angle, which is the dissolved oxygen rate in water. Why the dissolved oxygen rate? Because it has consequences on fish mortality, first. It have an impact too on the feeding optimization, and it's a parameter evolving a lot when there is some particular events and risks such as bloom. We can talk about the bloom that happened in Chile a few weeks ago, which is a perfect example, and the dissolved oxygen was impacted at that time. So BiOceanOr, who are we? We are a pluridisciplinary team of biologists, oceanologists, aquaculture experts, engineers. We are based in Sophia Antipolis in France. But last year we opened two offices, one in Bergen in Norway and one in San Francisco, USA. Today we have some devices deployed in more than 10 countries. And how do we work? So we provide hardware, software, and customer support. For the hardware, we provide two types of devices, the Aquabox, the fixed one, and the Aquaboy, the one you can put in the water wherever you want. We can monitor up to 15 parameters with a high frequency, with a measure every 20 minutes and high precision. You can customize your device as you want, choosing the parameters, but also the connectivity. You can have LoRaWAN connectivity if you have an access to internet, and an Iridium one with satellite connectivity if you're in an isolated area. And of course, all the devices are autonomous because equipped of solar panel. So you have an example of the fixed on the left and the buoy on the right picture. The second part is the software part. We are collecting a lot of data, and after just monitoring in real time, we decided to use it to build machine learning or statistical models to anticipate multiple events. But in addition of the data we use and we collect, we added some external sources such as meteorological data, thanks to a provider, with, for example, air temperature, waves, rain, etc. And we made a partnership with CLS, a French satellite operator, which is providing us satellite data on the zones we are studying. Our sensors are good and really precise for a particular point. Having the satellite data in addition help us to understand the big picture and to see what is happening around the point and around the farm we want to study. So let's back to the main issue, the dissolved oxygen. To build this model, we decided to deploy 6 devices on different locations in south of France to collect some data to train a model. So you can see here the 6 points of the different farms we chose. We chose to use different fishes farm, and we monitored 5 parameters. Sorry. Of course, as I said before, we added external data, and thanks to that, we built a training set with more than 100,000 data points to train our model. And how is it working? We take 3 days of input data, and we forecast for now 12 hours in the future. 12 hours is the first milestone for us. We are getting more and more data, and the objective for us is to go to 24 and even 48 hours forecasting. But we want to stay really accurate. So for now, we are focusing on 12 hours only. So we have an example with the graph below the slide. In blue, you have the real value of the dissolved oxygen, and the 3 other lines are the forecast we are providing. The average prediction, the forecast, is in green, but we decided to be sure to catch all the fluctuations, to add with a significant confidence interval, a maximum prediction and a low prediction. Thanks to that, we're sure we are not going to give false information to the fish farmer. We can see the example of the August 8th in the morning. the dissolved oxygen rate is dropping really low, and that's something we are able to catch thanks to the confidence interval. If we look at the model in general, we see that the model is following the daily seasonality of the dissolved oxygen, which means that the oxygen is high during the day because of the algae producing oxygen, and low during the night because those algae are consuming this oxygen. So we were pretty happy with the result. But to get here, we realized that to get a good model, we need good data. I come from a totally different industry where we were used to have clean data set already processed. And I realized I arrived in a real world with real sensors in real water. So I discovered two things that can happen. First, the biofouling, which is some organic material getting on the sensor and obstructing the optical lens of the sensor. And because of that, we won't have like true values, and the measurements are going to be wrong. The other issue we are facing is the sensor drift. Every sensor in the world, because it's not in a control environment, is going to drift, and after 2 or 3 months, provide false data. We will see a slow decrease in the data, and it will lead to non-accurate monitoring. So what we decided to do at BiOceanOr is to build a model which will be able to detect an anomaly in the measurement. How did we do so? First, we collected all the data from all the sensors we have deployed since many years. Then, and I have to thank all the team for that because that was a long and painful work, we labeled all the data by hand. We have a great team of experts knowing really well our product, so it was trustable. And what we did is that we took every time series and we're looking, okay, here the data is good, so it's calibrated. Okay, here I see an issue, we are going to tag that as non-calibrated, etc., etc. At the end, we have a trained set with more than 500,000 data points. We used to train a neural network and the SGM, to be precise, but I won't go into the technical details right now, but feel free to ask questions after. And thanks to this model, we can see one of the results in the graph on the bottom of the slide. On the left, on the blue area, we have a good measurement with a data going normally. And at some point, when the decalibration is detected, we see a slow decrease. That's the perfect example of what can happen if you don't recalibrate your sensors. Here we can see that our model detected the decalibration after 3 data points, which mean 1 hour. So the farmer has been alerted directly and is able to go and recalibrate or clean the sensor. But what are the main benefits of having a predictive maintenance model on your sensor? First is to ensure the data reliability, and if you don't have a good data, you won't be able to have a good real-time monitoring and take good decision. On a second plan, we need reliable data to be able to make reliable predictions. Then you can see with your eyes, by human eyes, if a sensor is decalibrated or not. But if you have 200 sensors in your farm, you won't be able to check it every day. It will take you too much time. If you do that only once a month, you take the risk of missing something and have like false data for like 2 weeks, for example. So here, the model is running constantly and you're alerted immediately and you will know exactly which sensor you need to check. So it will save you a lot of time. And finally, it's clear for everyone, I think, but a maintenance done sufficiently quickly on a product will increase its lifetime. So you'll save some money at the end. And how do we work at BiOceanOr? As I said, we're providing an end-to-end solution. We are not sensor providers. We are not only a software company. We're providing from the hardware to the support. For the hardware, we will take sensors from the market, add some connectivity, as I explained earlier. Then you have the software part with a nice software letting you visualize your data in real time and all our machine learning models running to give you the prediction, to give you the predictive maintenance model. And then a great dedicated customer support, which will help you to understand your data if you have issue, and to be sure that you're monitoring the right thing, at the right place, at the right time. A kind of example of our workflow, the idea is to contact us. Our team will help you define your needs. What parameter do you need to monitor depending on the type of farm you have? How many sensors do you need depending on the size of the farm, but also on the current? You'll then receive your plug-and-play devices, which are really simple to install. Even I can do that. And then you get your data instantly and your prediction after the 3 days of back data needed to run the model. We also provide a consulting service for analyzing data you can have on your own. So do not hesitate to ask if you have this kind of thing. And to finish, I would like to present to you a quick use case of one client that used our products. It's a fish farm in France who was doing the monitoring manually once a day for the oxygen. Because of that, he couldn't get the daily seasonality of the oxygen. And after installing our devices, he noticed that in some tanks where the biomass is more important, he was having a lack of dissolved oxygen compared to other tanks. Thanks to that, he decided to balance the biomass between 2 or 3 kgs, I don't remember, sorry. And then the dissolved oxygen rate came back to the norm. So we were happy. I think that the time is running, so thank you very much for your presentation. Come to see us at our digital stand, and you can visit our website, and you have our email address available. So I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and feel free to ask questions if you have some. Thank you very much.